Have you ever felt the kind of silence that makes your skin crawl? The kind where even the wind holds its breath? That's what I felt as I boarded the late-night train to Shimla. I was chasing peace, but I found something else. Something that never left me, even after the ride ended. Stay with me because this is not just a ghost story. It's something that still haunts me. It was a spontaneous trip. I'd taken a short break from work in Delhi, mentally exhausted, overwhelmed, and craving solitude. I wanted the peace of the hills, the charm of Shimla, and the quiet of being alone with my thoughts. The Kalka Shimla toy train was a perfect fit. Slow, scenic, and historic. I boarded the evening train from Kalka with just a small backpack and no expectations. The train wasn't crowded. Just a few older passengers, a quiet student 2 rows ahead, and a woman with a child somewhere in the back. I found a window seat, adjusted my headphones, and watched the town fade into the misty forest line. Everything felt calm at first. The train rocked gently on the narrow tracks, and the sun dipped behind the mountains, casting long shadows. But by the time we reached the first tunnel, the mood shifted. We stopped at Barog station, a sleepy little platform nestled between 2 cliffs. I stepped out to stretch and buy some chai from a vendor. That's when I saw him, a man, standing far beyond the lights, not near the stalls, not with the other passengers, just still, unmoving. His clothes looked old, like something out of a different time. A dark kurta, pale scarf, no luggage, just him. He wasn't looking at the train, he was looking at me, directly. I blinked. He was gone. It felt off, like my brain hadn't registered the truth in time. But I brushed it off. Maybe I was tired. Maybe he walked away quickly. I climbed back into my seat, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't just being watched. I was being observed. Back in the compartment, things felt different. Some of the passengers I'd noticed earlier were gone. No announcements, no station stop, just empty seats. The student? Vanished. The woman with the child? Gone. I looked out the window. The landscape had darkened. Forest now flanked the tracks. The trees looked like tall figures. No lights, no homes, just nature. Silent and thick. I leaned on the window to steady myself. That's when I noticed a handprint. On the outside, human, fresh. I pulled back, looked again. The handprint was fading with the fog, but it had definitely been there. It wasn't mine. No one had leaned there. The train hadn't stopped. I tried to laugh it off. Maybe a smudge from the last journey, but why now? Why only my window? Then I heard it. Footsteps, rhythmic, heavy. Not hurried, but deliberate. They started faintly and grew louder. I turned behind me. Nothing. I peered down the aisle. No one. Still. Step, step, step. I sat perfectly still, my ears straining. The sound stopped just outside my compartment. Then, the door creaked open. Just a little, not wide. Not slammed, just enough. No one entered, no shadows, just cold. I got up, slid the door shut, and latched it. Told myself it was the movement of the train, just an old carriage creaking. But I couldn't explain the sound. It wasn't the train. It was footsteps. Human footsteps. Too slow to belong to someone in a rush. Too patient to be natural. Around 9 p.m., the train entered the Barog tunnel, a nearly 1.5 kilometers long stretch of total darkness. It's nicknamed the Tunnel of Silence. The air inside was colder. My breath fogged up the glass again. Everything went still. The train, though moving, felt like it had entered a void. I removed my headphones to listen. Silence. And then, a voice. You shouldn't have come alone. Not outside, not from my phone. Behind me, I spun around. My compartment was empty, but my seat was warm, as if someone had just stood up. When the train emerged from the tunnel, I exhaled. The lights flickered back on. I looked at the window again, brushing off the condensation, and I froze. In the reflection behind me was a face, pale, blank, close. I turned instantly, no one. Turned back to the window. still there, staring back, closer. I didn't sleep. I didn't blink. I didn't move. I just sat still, holding my breath until the train began to slow again. That night, sleep didn't come easily. My body felt heavy, my mind foggy, but eventually, exhaustion won. Then it happened. I opened my eyes, but couldn't move. I was frozen in place, arms pinned, chest tight, a crushing weight pressed down on me. Sitting on my chest was a woman. Her skin was pale like smoke. Her long black hair hung in tangled strands around her face. But it was her eyes, completely white, vacant, unblinking, that locked me in terror. She didn't speak, she didn't blink. She just stared directly into me, as if peeling back my thoughts, my memories. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. My throat felt glued shut. Her weight grew heavier. My lungs burned. My heart pounded so loud I thought it might explode. And then, just as suddenly, I gasped. I was awake. I sat up, drenched in sweat, chest heaving. The train was still moving through the night, its wheels humming against the rails. But something was different. The window next to me was wide open. Cold air rushed in, and my skin prickled. I looked around. No one else had stirred. And the woman, she was gone. But I swear, the air still carried her presence. The weight still lingered. And outside, in the wind, I could almost hear whispering. As we approached Shimla, the final tunnel came. I felt a cold hand grip my ankle. I looked down, heart racing, nothing there. But from the shadows, I heard footsteps, not behind me, below me. We reached Shimla station. I stepped off quickly. I thought I was safe. But in my hotel that night, I saw muddy footprints on my floor, leading from the window to my bed. I never opened the window. Since that night, I've never traveled by train alone again. People say the ghost stories about the Shimla Railway are just myths, tales meant to thrill tourists. But I know what I saw, what I felt. Something boarded that train with me. It wasn't just a nightmare. It wasn't a trick of the light. Even now, I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night, heart racing, certain that someone is standing just outside my door, watching, silent, waiting. Whatever followed me, it didn't stay in Barog. It didn't get off when I did. Maybe it's still here. So if you ever find yourself on a late night train to Shimla, stay awake. Don't ignore the shadows. And whatever you do, never ride alone. If this story gave you chills, hit like, share it, and subscribe for more real horror encounters. Drop a comment below. Would you dare take the haunted ride to Shimla?